Okay. Good
Can you hear?
morning, Shawn. How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
All right. I
I was
was.
having some technical issues there, but
Oh,
I'm
okay.
back.
All right, man. I appreciate it. And I had somebody yesterday. We went through the same thing, and it was about we supposed to go on at 8, and it was about 8:20 something before we went on. But when you have your
Okay.
own show, sometimes you don't have to worry about the time. So we can start from here and go. Man, good to see you in person. How's it going?
Same here, man. Thank you, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. So hard to be a Panther, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Let
At
me
those
before we
hallowed
get
grounds.
How about that? Before we get started, let me go ahead and start the show. Welcome and good morning, everyone. And my name is Slim Overton, and this is the Slim Nation AM. And you see, I have my favorite cup here, Dad, Papa. And I'd like to send a shout out in Atlanta, Georgia, where my daughter is, and my granddaughter, my daughter Jamie, my granddaughter Zuri, and Philip, and of course, my lovely wife, Benet is here. But welcome. Our guest this morning is Shawn PeeWee Neverson Jr. And I'm a junior too. So anytime there's a junior, there's a senior. There had to be a senior somewhere around there. So
Definitely.
we'll start out. So, you are, well, let me tell the people why you're here. He is
Okay.
a stand-up comedian. And of course, he's a grad at Virginia Union University. And I think I saw you say you graduated in drama. Did they have a
Yeah.
drama?
Yeah, we had a
Uh,
speech and drama department.
oh, okay. That's I
Yeah,
was
ran
there in the
by
70s.
Valerie West.
I was there in the 70s, and all we had was history and government and the little basic things. But it's
Y'all have
grown a
music
lot.
though, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
had
had
music
the music. The choir
department.
was the thing. That was the
Oh, that
marching
was it, huh?
choir. Yeah. And
Yeah, I remember.
of course, sports was big back then in the 70s. But anyway, he's here and he's going to be the host of the Virginia Union. Annually, Virginia Union has a fundraiser. And this year they're having another fundraiser, establishing a endowment. We did one last year in the name of Reverend Joe B. Fleming. And we're doing one this year in the name of our namesake of our alumni, Mary Red Nelson. And it's going to be established for the School of Social Work. So those students will benefit from a permanent endowment uh, in the name of the Department of Social Work. So that's what we'll be raising money for on the 10th of June. And Shawn has graciously agreed to be our host. So he's going to move us along and maybe cut off those people that have 2 minutes but take 5 or 10 or half an hour. Everybody did well last year, but we had one guy, and it was typical. It was a preacher. We gave him the mic, and you know what happened.
Oh yeah.
He went on and on and on. But again, welcome, Shawn. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming. And tell
Yeah.
us a little bit. I talked to someone that was at school with you. I think Natalie Johnson was there when
Yeah.
you were there.
Yeah,
And
she
I asked
was.
her, yeah, I was asking, was he funny then? Was he one of the campus funny guys, or was he with a quiet guy that just sat in the class and paid attention? And she said you were funny then, so it was you were destined. So tell us how it started and where your motivation came from as far as comedy. It wasn't
Well,
like a Richard Pryor thing where you had to be funny to keep guys off you, right?
well, yeah, when I was younger, believe it or not, that was the only way for me to survive on the block. I'm from New York, so um, anytime I came outside, I actually was that quiet kid coming up
Mm-hmm.
until I realized I had some, what we call snapping and, cracking skills. And I was so good at it
We used
at
to
a young
call it the
age.
dozens.
Yeah, the dozens. I played the dozens really well.
Yeah.
Um, that's because I was looking so terrible at that age that they was getting on me. So they really taught me how to get on them. And then,
Right.
I kind of discovered a little bit of talent because I went into voices. I would do voices. I would watch TV a lot when I was a child, a whole lot, especially when I got in trouble. And I got in trouble a lot. So, I would resort to voices on the TV, and I would use those voices in the snap battles or in the crack battles or when I played the dozens. And that's what made everybody laugh. And then when I was 11, I got in trouble in middle school, and the principal, my mom was really strict, so the principal, he threatened to call her if I didn't participate in this talent show. He said, I need you to go up there and, make people laugh because, the girl Shannon is not ready to sing yet. She was a star.
Right.
So that's when I went up there and I did a couple of impressions, and you know, everybody knew me from there. And I'm talking about a crowd of 350 people, faculty and staff, and I was 11 years old, and I was on stage for, they say, 15 minutes, just doing voices and all of that stuff. I had no idea what stand-up comedy was, but I always had a home on stage somewhere.
Yeah, you were doing what
And
came
that's where it
natural
started.
to you at that time.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah, and then, you know, all through high school, you know, singing through high school, and then singing at Virginia Union, and then finding the drama department really, you know, put it in perspective for me as far as being on stage in front of people with full confidence and education at the same time.
Yeah, was
So, yeah.
singing, and you said you were in the choir at Union?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
just so
Oh,
did
yeah,
that
they ended up being
is
the
that what
choir.
brought you to Union from New York?
Well, actually, I played football pretty well.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, I got a scholarship, a small scholarship to come to school, but figured out that football wasn't for me
Yeah.
in college at Union, because them
Yeah.
boys was tough.
I had the same
They were
experience.
tough, man.
I went there as and was going to play basketball, and I figured out, you know, here at home, 6'5" center. That was the thing. That was the deal. But not in college. Not
Oh, no.
6'5". When I got there, guards were my height, so I said, no.
Amen. Amen. I got there. They said practice at 5 a.m. I said, what? Oh, this ain't for me. So, you know, and then, you know, I ended up staying and, you know, got in the choir immediately. And then, you know, just went from there. All the years I stayed at Union, you know, I was always in the choir. So,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
and I know when I was there, they used to have, you know, little talent things, plays and things like that. I'm sure they had that when you were there, where you
Yeah,
had a chance
university
to,
players. Yeah.
yeah, you had a chance to spotlight or highlight what you did, your
Yeah.
comedy and your acting ability.
Well, shout out to Miss Valerie West. If it wasn't for her, I would have never touched that stage acting wise. But at my tenure at Union, you ready for this? I was in 20 plays.
Wow.
And I starred in 13 of them.
Wow. That's amazing,
And
because they had a good play thing with that. I had to reference back to when I was there, because that's what I know. We had a few guys that were in plays back there that went on to, you know, being one of my first roommates ended up being in Five Heartbeats and some other movies, and went on to be a model and things like that. So
yeah.
we always talk about the athletes going on, but we had a lot of other people that were doing other things. And I'm
Oh
sure, like
man, this is
yourself, that were
Union,
doing
man. It ain't
yeah.
no limit to what we can do.
I'm telling you, you know, we need
Coming from
to
there.
highlight some of those other people, other than, you know, we had some amazing athletes, but we had some amazing people, you know, in politics and everywhere. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you talk about voices, man. Your Bernie Mac is spot on.
Oh, you heard it.
Yeah, yeah. I did a little research, and your Bernie Mac and some of your other characters you do. Can you do a little Bernie Mac? Now I know you have to be a little careful here on Facebook, but because and everybody know Bernie Mac, and they know his
Oh, this
language
on
and everything.
Facebook too, huh? Lord.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Facebook and later on we'll be on YouTube, but might be able to get way. I don't know. Facebook is kind of funny sometimes. I seen some things on Facebook that I wonder how they let it go, and then sometimes they'll tag us for small things. But anyway,
Yeah. But that's
I,
how they do it, man. That's how it is. But you know, I try to get it done anyway. Anybody know me from Union, you know, they know it's, you know, you either get it or you don't get it, you know?
yeah. So Shawn, how long you been doing this since you left Union? And when you left Union, did you go straight into pursuing, you know, the you know, what you're doing now, or did you, you know?
Yep. Yeah, sure did. I'm on my 19th year of stand-up
Wow,
comedy.
yeah.
And I started immediately after I graduated. Um, I went back home to New York, and I got hired by a promotional company that sells comedy club tickets on the street. I know it sounds like funny, but it was an actual promotional company and business. We had to have meetings and all that stuff before I became a team leader in less than 6 months. And I wiggled my way into the world famous Improv in New York City. It's called Broadway Comedy Club now. It's on 53rd Street between 8th and 9th. And I had opportunity to, go on stage and hone those abilities. Now, after that time, as far as stand-up comedy is concerned, that would be the second time I've ever hit a stage for comedy. I had always been doing acting, I had always been singing, but that was the second time, since I was 11 that I did stand-up comedy. And it went over well. It went over so well that it was somebody in the audience that deals with the military, MWR Promotions. And, they got a whiff of those impressions and things that I was doing. And they invited me on a tour to Japan in 2005. And we went out there for about 2 months, and we did over 20 shows, and they paid me very well. And that was in my eyes, I saw my name in lights in Japan, and in my eyes, I was in the business then. Now I'm in show business. So
yeah, man. And when I started doing my research, I kept coming across video after video after video, because I didn't realize you had been, in the field that long. And I'm a fan now, brother. I'm gonna be following you from now on, especially because of that union thing, but no, because of your talent, firsthand. I really enjoy it. And I'm still,
what I used
I
to
couldn't
do?
even get through all of them. Go ahead.
You know what I used to do?
What's that?
I got drafted by Virginia Union's band to do Gregory McCallum. Shout out to Greg McCallum, man. He used to have me in the booth doing the Bernie Mac impression while the band was coming on.
Wow.
Could you imagine that?
I can imagine that. Bernie Mac bringing the band on, man.
And that's that really got the trajectory rolling as far as people believing in the talent that I was doing at Union, because this was even after I had graduated, after I had done stand-up comedy. Of course, I came back. I got to come back to school. I'm a frat guy too. So coming back to school was just very often.
Shout out your frat.
Oh yeah. Well, shout out those good Gamma brothers at Virginia Union University, them alphas.
Okay.
They all right. They all right.
I didn't pledge, but I got my dad was a Kappa.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
At
Union? Yeah. He
Alpha Gamma, EAG. I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him at all. I held the office of president of the Panhellenic Council for about 3 semesters. So I'm all with everybody. I'm with that Divine Nine thing.
Yeah. And
also the Divine Nine.
We appreciate them. We appreciate them here too, especially all the work you do in the communities and things like that. I always appreciate it. Divine Nine. I just see Vincent Epps came on. Good Kappa man there. But anyway, all the work that y'all do beyond, because when y'all are pledging, I think that's embedded in you, service to your community.
Yeah.
And that continues on afterwards. So I appreciate all the members of the Divine Nine, and thank you for all you do. Appreciate it.
Yeah. A great organization that comes together all the way. And it's so many of us, and we have so many prominent positions that we kind of don't let the day-to-day things, how they say times change and things change. When it comes to ours, man, we kind of keep it the way it was. If it's beneficial to everybody, then we just keep it the same, and we kind of don't let anything mess that up. And that's the Divine Nine all the way, the Panhellenic Council all the way. So
all the way.
Man, which is a very, very, very deep thing at Virginia Union, as well as the sports and business and religion. Our school is lit.
That chapel credits. You're not walking across that stage without chapel credits.
You got to get them chapel credits. Bernie Mac will be arguing what you mean I can't graduate? What you mean I ain't got no chapel credit?
I went to one.
Ain't nobody trying to hear Reverend Talley all day.
Reverend Talley, yeah. I heard he was Dean Talley when we were there. But
Dean Talley?
Yeah.
Dean Talley then. How about Reverend Chapman?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, other than all the activities you were involved at Union, the comedy, the plays, what else did you get out of Union? I guess you've talked about that before, because everybody I know that comes out of Union, they have some kind of story that sort of changed it either changed their life or sort of changed their way of thinking about certain things. But because it was a special place, small campus, pretty much everybody knew everybody. Everybody knew everybody's business.
Right.
Which wasn't always good, but that's the way it was. But we had a closeness, and that lasts way past, the time that you were there, and
Right.
going back to homecomings, it's nothing like it. But
Nothing like it in the
what
world.
outside of all the other things what you do, what kind of experience that comes to mind quickly that you had
Um,
experienced?
just I mean, just like you said, I mean, the main thing I took from it was that family aspect. Virginia Union to me was no different than being at home where everybody was in your business.
Yeah.
Everybody knew you, but everybody had your best interests and you had theirs. And, like I said, I keep shouting out Valerie West, Gregory McCallum, Dr. Barnett, Miss
Oh yeah.
Tate, Dr.
Barnett,
Ware.
Dr. Barnett is from this area, Hampton Roads area.
Yeah, well, it's guys like that made me a professional when it comes to being on stage collectively, having spoken in office and sat down with them and honed each and every one of my talents. I like to think that I have at least 3 talents with acting, voiceovers, and I equate voiceovers with comedy, because to me that's just the voice that I do. And then the seriousness that I have in music, even today professionally. I've been singing with a group for 26 years, and we were founded at Virginia Union, and we are, we have a show tomorrow. We're a cover band, and we sing a lot of at least 20 cover songs, and we get paid for it. So
wow.
Union has what I got out of Union is longevity. Can't leave the place no matter where you go in the world. You've got to take your mind back to those hollow grounds, and everything that I do professionally, I can attribute to my school. Helping me become better at doing it each year, witnessing my talent, realizing my talent, and helping me hone it. I don't think I'd even be doing this if I wasn't at Union.
Yeah.
If I'd have stayed in New York, God knows what would have happened.
Yeah, that's my first roommate was from New York, and he says that all the time. If he had stayed, he came down to play basketball. If he hadn't ended up, like I said, being a model, a big time model, and acting in
Yeah,
movies and everything. But he said if he had stayed in New York, he probably
man,
wouldn't have been here today. He was from
right.
Brooklyn, and
Ah,
his life, growing up in the public housing was
yeah.
wasn't pretty.
Wow. You sure you wasn't talking to me? That sounds just like it. But yeah. So that's what it brought. And the fact that it wasn't a big school. Now, my last name is Neverson, and we are a family who really originates in the Richmond, Ettrick, Petersburg area.
Oh, okay.
And all of our cousins and family and uncles went to Virginia State. And I had an option of going there. But Virginia Union, like I said, offered me that football contract. And I had a cousin named Billy that said, hey, man, do something different. Go to Virginia Union. He was a Kappa man, too.
Yeah.
And so I took his advice and I went ahead and went. And it was the best decision I could have ever possibly made, from not just going there, but being there, staying there, and finishing there. Because we know, our registration process is no.
Man, I used to pre-register every year, and it didn't mean a thing.
It ain't
Still
mean
had to
nothing.
stand in that line.
You got to stand in that line.
I thought I could come back and just, put my stuff in the dorm and my
Nope.
classes. But nope.
And that's why so many Greeks at Virginia Union, because you pledged before you even thought about becoming Greek. You had to stand online with everybody in
that
public.
Comes second nature,
hot.
They're
gonna let you in, but they scare you financially. Say you ain't getting in, but they scare you to death. But what they do, they end up letting you right on in, man. And that next day in the calf, you're like, whew. That was a long process, but we all went through it. Everybody done went to CD King. Everybody done took that walk.
Yeah, I used to wonder. I used to think, I think they're doing this on purpose. This must be part of our education to
it was an intake process.
Yes.
That's what I think. That was intake. We all had to go through as freshmen.
And your nickname is PeeWee. I guess that came because my nickname is Slim, and that started when my first roommate, when we first met, I said, he said his name was John Pittman, Boo Pittman. And I said, my name is James Overton. He said, how about if I call you Slim? That James Overton, that's not hitting it with me. He's from New York, and he was used to, guys with, names that, stood out and meant
Well, no,
something.
New York people, we nickname everybody. If we don't
Yeah,
understand your name, we're gonna nickname you
yeah.
so
So
we can remember it.
that's exactly why that happened, huh? Because I said, "Hey, I'm
That's it.
James Overton." He said, "How about if I call you?" So,
I
and
bet
that's,
you was small. I bet you was slim.
oh yeah, I was.
There it is.
I fit the bill. I fit the bill. But Shawn, I want to
Yeah.
ask you. I want to ask you, but before we go up, I know how important it is for you to do this. Now, last year we had. I don't know if you've run into Cletus Cassidy, comedian here in Hampton Roads.
No, I haven't.
You might. I mean, he performs at the Funny Bone here, and I think he's going to the Funny Bone this weekend in Richmond. And a Funny Bone is in Richmond, right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a Richmond Funny Bone, Short
So
Pump.
he
Yeah.
goes there quite a bit, but he's been around for a while, and well, he did it last year, and it was kind of funny, ironic. He's a North State grad, and he threw a few licks in, when he can. But for the most part,
No,
he
them
respected.
Spartans. You know how it is.
For the
You know
most
how
part,
it is.
yep. But anyway, we were so glad that Natalie, told us about you, and to have someone to host that actually attended Virginia Union is special to us. And how is it to you? I mean, hopefully it means something to you to be
Well,
able to
it's an
do this
honor.
for a purpose.
It's a huge honor. This telethon is just like the last one is going to go down in our history, in Virginia Union history. It's going to be seen by any real Virginia Union alumni. They're going to be able to see this and to know that I not only went to a school where I was able to progress and become what I am now, I also helped others do that as well. I know specifically through my fraternity, I know I've helped other young men grow and go, and to know that the school has called on me plenty of times. Even during the pandemic, my school called on me to basically put money in my pocket for my talent, through sororities and all of that stuff, and fraternities that asked me to do things during the pandemic. And now to do something that's going to be seen, forever in Virginia Union history. And I can honestly say that, I am a part of it, and I help facilitate it. My name is there. It means the world. My kids can go to Virginia Union one day, or at least stop by and see my name somewhere, or know that I have not just going to, how you just go to school, you graduate, and that's it. You get like
That's
9
it.
other
You never,
degrees, and
yeah,
then
I don't,
your
yeah.
undergrad school is nothing to you.
I don't
Not
know
to
too
me.
many people that were there when I was there that feel that way. I mean, they either come back, or we always have a conversation about our experience there. That's to the forefront. So I always appreciate that, and thanks for that, and thanks for agreeing to do that. I mean, especially because what we're doing, establishing another endowment, which is important for colleges. And
Right.
it, it it keeps you going. You see a lot of HBCUs having trouble. So we always
Yeah.
have to be mindful to give back, and a lot
Yes.
of people graduate and leave, like you said, and that's it, and don't think about giving back. And the more people we can convince to give back, we can continue, because I've seen a lot of growth from the 70s,
Yeah.
from when I was
It's been a
there,
lot.
as far as what they have to offer. School of Social Work, we didn't have that. The drama department, we didn't have that. We did all those things, but we didn't have a
Yeah, I
major
made you to graduate from with that.
to
Yeah.
graduate from in that. So it warms my heart to see that kind of growth and opportunities for students to come there and come out. Because when I was there, a lot of preachers, every roommate I had just about became a preacher. Except I don't know what happened to me. Lost. Anyway, we lost him there for a minute, but I'm glad we got a chance. Hopefully he'll come back so we can just end the show. But if we can't get him back, I want to thank PeeWee, Shawn PeeWee Neverson Jr. for coming on and being a part of the Slim Nation today. We really appreciate him doing that, and we wanted to sort of feature him before we had the show. Portsmouth Coffee Talk is going to have. She's coming back here. Okay, for some coffee talk is going to have. Okay,
But,
all right, we lost you there for a minute.
yeah, I'm back. My bad.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. What happened?
yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
okay. But anyway, yeah, and I appreciate you doing that, and I think it's going to be an honor. It's going to be a fun time for us, and we're going to have a good time doing it. And before we go off, you want to tell people, I know you have a YouTube channel or
yes.
some places you might be appearing soon.
Well,
You
yeah,
know,
definitely. Well, I'm on YouTube at the Neverson Show.
mm,
And the best support in the world right now at the level of comedy that I'm at, being as though, times have changed as far as how to be extremely successful in comedy.
mhm.
It is all broken down to YouTube and YouTube subscribers. So
Yeah, yeah.
if all of you can go to my YouTube page, Neverson Show, and subscribe, you'll see, videos like Slim have seen
Hmm.
and many, many, many more. The more people I get, the more videos I put up.
Yeah.
And those videos will keep you aware of what I'm doing. And it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, a lot of stand up and, a lot of conversation about things like this and a lot of videos like this. I think we're going to live stream this and I'll put that whole thing on that page so you could see it on my page as well. So like, share, and subscribe at that YouTube page. Every other page is just Instagram, Facebook. That is what it is. Everybody pretty much knows me there. But that monetizing page is on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
So go ahead and please like,
Yeah.
share, and subscribe.
I
And
subscribed last night. So,
you did?
like I said, I'm going to be
Appreciate it.
following you, brother, from now on. And I know the comedian's life is a lot of travel,
Yeah.
and you spend where you kind of based? Are you based in Atlanta or Richmond
I
or?
live in Washington, D.C., on the
Oh,
southeast
okay.
part of Washington, D.C. I have a weekly, you get ready for this, I have a weekly show in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
It's a
So
weekly comedy show where I showcase all the young comedians, and then I have shows all around the country. So we'll be in Tennessee next week, Atlanta the week after that. So traveling is just, it's numb to me, but
yeah,
I do it.
well,
I
that's
go all
yeah.
the way back and forth. But comedians say I have my own room. My own room is in Richmond, Virginia.
Hmm.
And I showcase. It's called the Neverson Show, and it showcases young talent coming up in the game of comedy, music, and sports. And we feature those guys at a show for 2 hours every week downtown in Shako Bottom at a Ethiopian restaurant called Addie's every
I'm
single
de-
Wednesday. So
I'm gonna definitely be sharing your show on my platform, so to make sure to get the word out because Panthers got to look out for each other. But
and they have, man, I tell you, Panthers took care of me.
yeah,
Definitely. So, and I can honestly say that I'm taking care of them right now, specifically with this telethon. So I'm honored to be a part of it, and I can't wait for it to go down. Should be in a couple of weeks, so I'll
yeah.
be ready.
All right, and I appreciate you coming on. But your last words. Imagine you in front of a bunch of high school students that's trying to decide which way they're gonna go. Of
Hmm.
course, we want them to go to a HBCU, but they might pick PWI. But what would you say to them to try to encourage them to attend Virginia Union or HBCU, but particularly Virginia Union, as far as telling what we have to offer?
Well, I would tell them to be true and be real with oneself and try to go somewhere where you can get a great education, a holistic education, um, a prominent degree, and a good focus on what it is that you want to do, and go anywhere with that. But see, when you come to these hollow grounds and dear old walls,
Mhm.
you gotta be ready to work. Just be ready to work. If you want to go to college and you want to work, Virginia Union is the best place that you could possibly go. Each and every one of our departments will prepare you for anything you got going on after that, even grad school, even trying to get your doctorate. Those hollow grounds and those dear old walls
Yeah.
will get you prepared
Those
overly prepared
stone brick
for
buildings.
what you, that's right, for what you have to accomplish. And I've seen so many people all across the board from Virginia Union, Greek and non-Greek, be successful and put that school on their back each time, because it has shown them in some way, form, or fashion, at our school, it has shown them to be strong, be tough, and be real. You get some of the most realest people, and that's why our homecomings are like that. It's real family, you know. So,
Man,
you know, that's what I would say. If you want a good family, good education, pick my school, or at least go to an HBCU.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And I think I'm gonna refer you to the admissions team.
Yeah, they
So you
tell them.
can do some videos, recruiting videos. But anyway,
Yeah, that'd be
thanks
great.
again. I
I could do that.
appreciate that, man. And I hope one day we'll get a chance to meet in person, maybe the next homecoming,
Oh yeah.
or whatever. Maybe if you ever down here in the Hampton Roads area at the Funny Bone here, or any other venue you might be, let me know. So
Yeah, I
I'll make
sure will.
sure,
I
make
got
it
your
a
number.
point to be there. So again, I
Homecoming is
appreciate
the
it.
21st this year, so don't forget that.
Let's
October
see, because
21st, it goes down.
yeah, because okay, that's good, because I always have to figure out if it falls in line with my high school. We went to IC Northman. One little point, I came from IC Northman here, but we had the same colors, and they called me
So
lazy
see,
because these colors right here were my high school
yeah,
colors. They were my high
that's
school
good for
colors,
you.
so I didn't even have to
Destined for you.
change.
Yep.
And it's a historic black high school too. One of the few that's left out here that's still
Oh
operating.
wow.
So
Okay.
it's a connection there. But anyway, take care, and I appreciate it. And everybody watching, be aware, be informed, and most of all, be involved. And remember, your vote is your voice. Get out there and vote. Make sure vote matters. You know, if you like what's going on in the world today, don't vote. But if you don't want to, if you want to see change, you better get out there, because things are happening that's kind of crazy right now. And I'm sure you
Don't get me
include a lot of that
started.
in your comedy.
Don't get me started.
That's a whole nother show. We're gonna have to have another show and talk about politics, brother.
Oh yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd love to, man.
All
I'd
right.
love to. Just let me know.
That's my thing. All right, brother. Take care.
All right,
Thanks
you too.
everybody for watching. We'll see you. We'll see you on June 10th at the telethon.
Absolutely.
Take care. All right. Take care. All right, everybody. Thanks. And we appreciate that guest. And on Monday, we're going to have the committee, members of the committee of Virginia Union of the Murray Red Hampton Roads alumni chapter of Virginia Union to talk further about the telethon that's coming up and the importance of what we are trying to do as far as raise money and create another endowment. We mentioned we created an endowment last year. And, you know, if you know about endowments, that's a start of a permanent funding for the university. And this endowment will benefit the Department of Social Work at Virginia Union University to help those students when they're coming in with scholarships to make sure that once they get there, they continue. You know, we hate to get a place in school and run out of money and have to leave for any reason. So hopefully whatever we do in giving back to Virginia Union University as an alumni, as alumni here in Hampton Roads, that it will help the future of Virginia Union and benefit the students that continue to matriculate there. So thanks again. And we thank PeeWee, Neverson again for coming on. And it was my pleasure. Take care, everybody. And we'll see you at 10 o'clock. Remember I said at 10 o'clock, we're doing another special show. So we'll see you then. Take care.